I move amendments 1 to 3 as circulated in my name together. Speaker, let me start with where there is agreement, and there is significant agreement, I think, across this House on many issues, and certainly with the Minister in charge of this portfolio. I think the Minister and I agree strongly that the environmental laws in this country are inadequate for the protection of our climate and for the protection of nature. They need urgent and wholesale reform. I think the Minister and I also agree that these reforms are absolutely critical, and to do them well, we need to get business, we need to get in the environmental movement, we need to get so many different groups on board to make sure that we come up with the right environmental protection laws, because our nature and our climate are too precious for us to ride roughshod over, and we need that vital protection. And I congratulate the Minister, I think, on the efforts that she has taken in bringing people together and trying to bring this together. And I appreciate that from the outside it can look easier than from the inside in terms of how those efforts are progressing. But my fundamental concern with the bill that we have now is that without those rigorous protections, without the protections that the Minister and I agree are absolutely critical, for the protection of environment and nature in this country, without those protections, putting through this legislation that could enable fossil fuel projects and other projects that to go ahead and to be approved with inadequate environmental protections, with inadequate consideration for nature and for climate, is not appropriate. And so my amendment in this House is pretty simple, which is simply that once that for this bill to come into place, we need to have that reform that the Minister is working so hard on, the EPBC Act reforms, in place before this bill comes into effect. Because I think this is absolutely critical that those laws are passed, that we get those appropriate protections for nature and for climate in place before we pass any bills that may enable technologies to go ahead that would otherwise jeopardise our environment. And for me, I don't have an objection to CCS in principle. I think that the truth is that it just hasn't worked yet. And so, I have deep concern about potential for approving these, for projects to be approved and being enabled by a technology that has no actual strong proof that it's actually going to work. So I urge the Minister to consider, the amendment. I appreciate she has said that she won't. The Minister has said that they won't consider it in this House. I'd say at least please consider it in the Senate, or come back and extend the debate, because I think it is a simple, reasonable request which is very consistent with the Minister's own, I think, commitment to environmental law reform, and simply seeks to bring those two things in harmony.